Welcome to another edition of the MCDFNL Footy Show. My name's Yeendy. Always pumped to be with you, and I'm again here with Shane Anwell, the operations manager, mate. We're looking ahead to round 8, and we're after this weekend we'll be at the midpoint turn of the season.
Yeah, it will be. It'd be a good chance for clubs to assess where they're at, and we're looking forward to it.
Speaking of assessing, mate, that'd be the halfway point of your first season in the gig. How are you enjoying it?
It's been really good. I love a good country league, and Maryborough fits the bill, and I've had a good time with these games.
Excellent. Well, I hear the second half gets better as we'll be on the run down to finals. And we've got a nice ladder shaping up as well, because any team from 1st to 10th can make finals, and that's pretty good for the competition this year. Yeah,
it is. You've got the top 3 clubs there, Carisbrook, Natty and Navarre, sort of making a bit of a breakaway at the top there, and marching on. I think the bottom end of the ladders where the action's going to be as we get closer towards the end of the season. We've got 3 clubs at the moment, all on the same points, just out on percentage. So it's going to be a lot of jostling. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so definitely right there, mate, as we look ahead to round 8 in the MCDFNL Footy, and this is going to be a blockbuster game. We've got Avoca playing host to Newstead, and as you mentioned, these two teams in the bottom half of the ladder, mate. It's going to be a close one.
Yeah, it is. Newstead coming off a good win last week. Avoca didn't get the win, and they'll certainly be looking at it. I think this probably could be a toss of a coin game. Could go either way, but I think Newstead probably will get over the line.
I don't think Avoca were too happy with that 5-point loss last week, and in close circumstances. So you do find that teams tend to bounce back after that. Well, it can sometimes go the other way. They sort of have a bit of confidence sapped out of them. But I will bank on their confidence to get back up there, and they'll register their second win of the season. And speaking of teams who are struggling with their confidence as well, Maldon playing host to Campbell's Creek. Can the Bombers register their first W of the season, or will Campbell's Creek march on?
No and yes, I think is the answer there. Maldon, I think, will struggle. Campbell's Creek were on the end of a fairly big hiding last week, not what they expected, but I think they'll bounce back this week and have it all over Maldon.
I'm going to back Maldon to maybe... I reckon maybe get over the line on this one, because I did watch them against Denali a few weeks ago, and they were in pretty good touch. Speaking of good touch, we've got Carisbrook sitting in first position on top of the ladder, on top of the world, undefeated. They take on Lexington.
Yeah, Carisbrook, big win last week. Lexington had a close win last week, so both coming off wins. But I think the class of Carisbrook will get over the line there.
Yeah, Redbacks will be saluting their 8th straight win of the season. Denali playing host to Harcourt, and Denali, they weren't happy with the treatment they copped from Trentham and Harcourt. They're doing all the right things inside the top 5.
Yeah, they are, and they're doing well. Credit to Harcourt. They're travelling over to Denali this week, and I think they'll come away with the win.
Yeah, no arguments there, mates. Royal Park playing host to Navarre. Navarre coming off a very, very valuable win on the weekend against Natty Bialba, just to sort of upset the apple cart a little bit and be within percentage of second position. So they're doing all right.
Yeah, and this is, what have we got, 3rd against 6th, so it's ladder positions. It's a good game. I think it'll be a bit one-sided, though, and Navarre will have the win.
Yeah, but it might kick a little bit straighter too compared to what happened last week. 4-13 up to three-quarter time. I think this is going to be, my tip, one of the matches of the round. We've got Maryborough Rovers playing host to Trentham, and we know Trentham, they're flying, but we know the Rovers, they've been, the games that they've lost have been quite close for the most part.
Yeah, and they have been a little bit up and down. I think they probably would like to have had a couple of more wins than what they've got at the moment, but they're doing okay. I think Trentham, though, are doing a little bit better, and they'll have the win.
Yeah, almost a bit of Cinderella story feel about the Saints. They keep doing all the right things and battling hard against all the top sides. As we turn our attention, we've got another big game. We've got Talbot versus Natty Bialba.
Yeah, it was a tough loss last week for Talbot, and I think it'll be another one this week. Natty Bialba will bounce back after their loss, and they'll have a good win.
Yeah, Natty Bialba, the Swans would have been in unfamiliar territory last week, because they only kicked 9 goals for the game, and they're used to kicking 9 goals in a quarter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, certainly not what they expected.
Oh, looking forward to seeing Natty Bialba put on a good show. Looking forward to a big round of footy, Shano. Thanks so much for joining us as we pump up round 8 in the MCDFNL Footy World.
My pleasure. Look forward to it.